Howdy all, grab yourself a drink, it is time for some PathOfExile 1 discussion. Today I wanted to give full details on a bug that exists that is making certain things that come out of the Enriched and regular Eternal Labyrinths, also the Merciless Labyrinth for that matter, a little bit less lucrative than they otherwise would be. This is a borderline exploit, probably a bug, maybe it's working as intended but it doesn't seem to be, that involves a divine font and the uncommon but not crazy rarecraft that lets you maintain the same gem and transform into a transfigured version of it. So let's start by showcasing what happens when you attempt to apply other crafts, not that craft, to a corrupted gem. Fail. 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 Yep, they all fail. That is because they're not intended to work on corrupted gems. What about though, if we attempt to apply the other craft, the one that maintains the same gem, and we use that on two different types of corrupted gems. Let's start up by testing it on this 2120 Vaal Cold Snap. Now there is a transfigured version of this, it's called Vaal Cold Snap of Power, and it will have Cold Snap of Power and also Vaal Cold Snap, the classic version of Vaal Cold Snap, and you'll notice that it does not work. However, what happens if we then take this Consecrated Path? This Consecrated Path is a corrupted gem. It is just 1/20 because I couldn't be bothered leveling one all the way up to 2120 for this. And you'll notice that it does successfully change into a transfigured version of Consecrated Path. So my findings are as follows. In the level 68, 75 and 83 labs, doesn't matter which one of those labs it is, there is a single bugged craft. The bug only applies when you're using a corrupted gem and it has at least one transfigured version and it is not the Vaal version of the gem. This divine font craft works on it, it probably shouldn't. This is going to have a bit of an economic impact in Trade League. It's going to mean that people will be creating these gems, mass creating them for anything popular. So don't overpay for a volcanic fissure of snaking because it's probably been made from a 2120 volcanic fissure of snaking that's then had this bug used on it. Should you use this yourself? Personally, I think it's probably not a good idea to do so. It feels like it's a bug, it feels like it's an exploit, but I've reached out to Grinding Your Games and there's no word whether it's working as intended or not. I don't think it is working as intended, but ultimately it's been in the game for a long time. This has been the case for at least a year now. And the interesting thing is that when the changes happened to the Labyrinth, I did a bunch of extensive testing on what happened with corrupted gems. I didn't find this because the only gems I thought to take in with me were those Vaal Cold Snaps. And so I ended up going, oh, this clearly doesn't work. No point messing around with this anymore, and then just gave up on it. Then other people just kept telling me, reliable people kept telling me that this bug existed. And I was like, I tested it, it doesn't exist. And then people are like, no, even on day one it worked. And then eventually I thought, no, I should do some more digging, and I found all of the limits of it. Leave it there. May your divine font have interesting results.